It's kind of interesting as we talk about Deuteronomy 22 specifically and the sexual sins that are mentioned in 13 through 30. I think that you could ask most Christians today and they would say, yeah, that's bad. Men shouldn't cross dress because that's one of the commandments. And also, another command that we see here is that young girls should remain virgins until they're married. I think most of us are like, yeah, well, that's what we want. That's what we want for our children. And then the other thing you see is that a man shouldn't lie with another man. Yeah, that we agree with that. So it also talks about how you shouldn't take advantage of another woman. Rape is forbidden. It's a terrible thing. Then there's a punishment for it. And then it also talks about not marrying your father's wife, violating your father's rights. So it's interesting that in Christianity, we apply these things about sexual sin that are mentioned in the Torah, but we talk about how the law is done away with, but yet we camp out on these things and we preach them and say that this part is true. Which is it? So I think that if you're saying that the law is done away with, you've got definitely have some mental wrestling that you need to deal with somewhere, because one instance you're saying it's done away with, yet the other instance you affirm it. Something else that you see here in Deuteronomy 21:22, it's the scripture that explains why Yeshua had to be removed from the cross. This is where that scripture comes from. And so I find it also interesting that some people say the law has been done away with, but yet at his death, the law was still continued to be followed and fulfilled, because the law said, cursed is any man who hangs on a tree. And that's what basically you get in 21, 22, and 23. You couldn't let that corpse hang up there all night. And so by taking him down, they're just following this scripture. They're just following the law after he died.